It's probably one of the best known gospel scenes, Jesus' first miracle, where he takes water and he turns it into wine while he's at a wedding in Cana. We hear this gospel only once every 3 years in the cycles. And unfortunately, I'm not going to preach on it because I preached on it 3 years ago, but I have to say something about the gospel. If my mother had said to me, go do something, and I would have looked at her and said, woman, how does your concern affect me? Can I tell you what would have happened? I would have seen the backside of her hand. I have to admit, and don't fault me too greatly about this, but I envy a great many people. I envy David Arruda, who can sit in front of a piano or an organ and read music and make a beautiful sound. I can play you chopsticks and you're going to go like this. I'm envious of someone like Mike Amaral or our other cantors who can stand here in the sanctuary and lead us in song. I'm envious of artists who can take a piece of wood or a piece of stone or some metal and fashion it into something beautiful. I am envious of painters who can look at a blank canvas and take oil paint or watercolors or pen and ink and draw a beautiful scene. I remember once I was babysitting my nephew Xavier. He was maybe 3 or 4, and I was drawing little stick figures, and he said to me, Uncle Rodney, what's that? And I said, oh, those are stick figures. And he said, no, they're not. I'm envious of teachers who go above and beyond to make a difference educating our youth. I'm envious of parents who have the great task of raising their children to make them good and productive citizens. Now, I'm very envious of a lot of people, and I could go on and on and on. But in the second reading that we hear from St. Paul, he reminds the early church that everyone is endowed with special gifts and talents that build up the body of Christ. Not one is better than the other. And as I look around this morning, I see so much talent, so many people who possess great abilities to make a difference, to build up the body of Christ. I shouldn't be concerned with what everybody else has. I should be concerned about what I have, what I possess, how I make a difference in making our church a holier place, making our community a better place. How do we do that? Each of us possesses at least one thing, but as I look out this morning, I know that there's much more talent than each of us even knows we possess. But here's the thing about talents and abilities. If we keep them to ourselves and don't share them, we deny one another the greatness that each of us can bring into our homes, into our church, into our places of employment. We're called to use that which we possess to make this world a better place. But if we don't use what we possess, we cheat our world. We cheat our families. We cheat our places of employment. So, what do you possess that sets you apart? What are your gifts and talents that make you someone capable of making this place, your home, your workplace, our church, a better place? It's a little bit of homework on this snowy, well, it's not really snowing. Believe me, I got 6 or 7 phone calls. Our mass is canceled. Why? But anyway, this morning I possessed the ability to be patient. Sister Pauline, my first grade teacher, said there's no such thing as a stupid question. I wasn't so certain this morning. But, getting back to Paul for a moment, each of us here possesses something to make our community and our homes a better place. How do you do it?